Hello, everyone. I have a very special guest today. I have Mackenzie, who has decided to join us. Hello, Mackenzie.
Hi.
So I'd love for Mackenzie to come on. She just graduated my 12-week coaching program, and I wanted to just have her share her story and her journey because she has transformed a lot. And of course, I can talk about her transformation, but nothing really is as good as hearing it from Mackenzie and share her experience. So, welcome, Mackenzie.
Hi.
So if you can just introduce yourself, how old are you? Where do you live?
So I'm Mackenzie and I live in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm 19. I started the program back in January, I think. January, or February I started. Um,
Yeah, so
and
if you want to just kind of share, yeah, like where were you
yeah,
before starting the program in your life and in regards to your mental health?
so I had always been, ever since 8th grade, I had suffered from panic attacks. And when back in December, I had at least 4 to 5 panic attacks a week. And I was like not leaving my house. I didn't want to hang out with friends. I didn't want to leave my parents. Couldn't do anything without them. Like, didn't even consider doing something without them. I was always at home. I was sleeping all the time. I didn't, like I said, I didn't go out. I wasn't focused on school. I wasn't working. And then it was like debilitating. I couldn't do anything and I didn't even want to do anything.
Yeah.
And so um mom came in my room one night and was like, look what I found online. And it was Brianna. It was a testimonial she had seen. And so then that's when I was like, I think why I was so successful is I went in with the mindset of this is going to help me. I need to put all my effort into this.
Hmm.
So I think that's what helped me from day one. And I remember on the phone, you were like, I want you to do this program, but I need to know that you're going to put effort into this. And from right then and there, I was like, I'm going to, like, this, I need my life to change. And it
Yes.
sure did.
And that's where it all started.
Yep. It's crazy.
Yeah. So, and was there any like fear or was there any hesitation before signing up for my program? Or were you just like, nope, I have to do it?
Um, I had been in therapy, like I had gone to the therapy sessions and I'd had therapy before and I was like, this isn't gonna help. Like that barely even helped. Like this,
Mhm.
what's different about this? And that was the only thing that crossed my mind, the only negative thing that I was like, how is this different? That I guess that was my biggest thing. And should I say how it's different?
No, you're all good.
Um, and then after the first night, I was like, oh, okay, this is different. This is not therapy. This is putting action on your life and how to apply things to your life and not just saying, okay, so what are you dealing with? Oh, I'm sorry. Like, let's try and band-aid it up. Like, this was just
Yes.
tear off the band-aid, find out like why you have the boo-boo there and figure out how to heal it without putting a band-aid right back on it and forgetting about it.
I love
So
how you just explained that. And and how long, Mackenzie, had you been doing therapy for?
since 8th grade, so it would have been
Wow.
years.
I didn't remember you were doing it for that long. Okay. So since
Yeah,
eighth grade. Okay.
yeah. So I had been doing it since 8th grade, and I'm now a freshman in college. Well, finishing up my freshman year, but yeah, I had done it for about 5 years, and I was on medicine too, and I've been on medicine for about 4 years. And right before I met you, I was on a depression booster. So it was like trying to get me off of it. So I had another medicine on top of my other medicines that I was on, and I was on 30 milligrams of Prozac. That's what I'm on.
Okay.
Um, and now I don't even feel like I need to take the medicine anymore. So I
I
haven't.
love that.
I don't. I feel like that's like a band-aid that I'm putting over, and I don't need to use that anymore. Like that's not the cure, I guess. So
Yes. Yes. So let's walk through, so you come into this program, you notice that, oh, this is completely different than therapy. And so, what was your experience in the program? What was maybe something that surprised you that you didn't think you would be getting from this?
So at first, when mom was like, so it's a 12 weeks, well, it was 10 weeks originally,
It
but
was 10 weeks and then we added, so it might have been 10 when you came on board. Yeah.
so when she told me that the first session was going to be with you, I was like, okay, this is similar to what I'm used to. And then she was like, and then it's going to be with a group of girls. And I was hesitant of that because I was like, how am I going to get help and it be personalized for me when there's other girls on there with completely different problems? And I think we all bounced off of each other, and just hearing the celebrations of people each week and being able to communicate with them and text with them and see like, oh, well, this is how, for example, this is how Shannon's doing and this is what she's using and this is what's helping her. Now let me tell her what's helping me, and then maybe we can bounce ideas off of each other. And
Yes.
so honestly, having those other girls in there helped tremendously because you were able to lean on them. You were able to, when you were struggling, you'd be like, oh, how are you? And, or this is how I'm doing. And so like, that's one thing that I loved. And then the actual techniques from day one, pulling like it stuck with me, and my whole family knows about is pulling pulling out the weeds and planting the flowers. My uncle would come and say, how's flowers? Like, it's like even he will come and ask me about it. So that's probably the biggest thing is I made a very conscientious effort of pulling out the weeds,
Yes.
recognizing when a weed was coming into my head and taking it out before it was able to grow. Like, because I used to just let them, I had so many weeds in my brain. Like, I didn't even care to pull them out. And back in January, before I met you, that's all that was in my head is, oh, I can't do this. I'm not worthy. What if this happens? What if that happens? And now when I recognize that coming in, I'm like, nope, that's not the case. And then I'll plant a flower and say like, this, it's okay. I'm worthy. This is going to happen.
Yes.
You can't, you can't control everything. So just relax. Like that's the big
Yes.
relax. So I definitely think the pulling out the weeds and planting the flowers was a big technique that I use, like huge one.
Amazing.
And that
Amazing. When did, oh, sorry, what did you say?
then that was like on the one of the videos on the membership thing. Like that wasn't even, and then we talked about it. So then
Yes.
like that was really helpful.
Huge, huge. How soon would you say that you started noticing a shift within you into the program?
2 weeks in.
Wow.
And it wasn't anything big. It was just I was realizing that I could do it and I didn't need anyone else. I needed
Mhm.
myself. And that was the big thing because I was so reliant on my parents. Like they couldn't even go on a walk around the neighborhood. Like
Mhm.
they couldn't leave the house because what if I had a panic attack? And it was just like I 2 weeks in, I was like, well, maybe I can do this. And then I think um after the breath work one. No, maybe it was
Mhm.
no, it was the one where I looked in the mirror, we had our hand on our heart and we were talking to our heart. And
Yeah.
that's I cried. That was the first time I cried. And that night there was just like switch was flipped. And ever since then I've been completely different person. And after realizing that like this is what my heart thinks, let's talk to it. Let's not talk to
Yes.
our ego in our head. Like let's focus on our heart. And I think that's when it truly I saw a change. But at least 2 weeks in, I was already seeing something.
Wow, that's huge. What is your take on this whole like we have control over our mental health? Because there's a lot of parents that are going to be watching this, girls that will be watching this as well, thinking that they have no control over anything, regarding their mental health. What do you think about that now, having, been through the program and where you are now, which we'll talk about that in a minute, but what would you say about that?
So I used to think that like I needed medicine because
Yes.
I had a chemical imbalance in my brain and I couldn't control what was happening up there and I needed the medicine to fix that. Whereas
Mhm.
now I'm like, I need my thoughts. I need to be positive. I don't need my ego. I need my heart. Like you are completely in control of everything you think, everything you do. And then
Yes.
I think this program taught me that. Like it taught me that I'm in control of my body. I'm in control of my brain. Like if I want to get better, I can get better and I will get better. And I have all the tools and power now to do so. And so I think that you are in control. It might not seem like it at where you're at right now. Like
Yeah.
back in January, I didn't think that I had control over anything. I was like, my parents are what I need and that's it. And now I'm like, I completely can control everything. Like I can, when I start thinking this, I'm pulling out that weed and I'm planting that flower. Like you
Yes.
take control over everything, and you just have to recognize that, and then that's when you can make the change.
Isn't that the most like liberating, most empowering thing to know that you are in control of your own life? Like that's
Yep.
everything.
Yep. Truly is, because I'm the type of person where I like to be able to control things, and I like to know that I'm in charge, and now that I'm in charge of myself, then I feel like everything in life is just making sense and lining up, and like I don't have to fear anything because I can stop myself and say, nope, you're better than this. You're in control of this. Like nothing has power over you. It's just you. And that's something that I learned from this is just, you can control it. Like you can, and it's okay to realize that.
Yes, 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 yes. I love this so much. And describe where you are now in your life. What does your life look like right now, Mackenzie?
So I work at CVS, and I work at a boutique in our town, and I work alone at the boutique, and I've worked 8-hour shifts multiple times, and I would have never been able to be alone. Like I could never do anything alone. I had to have someone with me. I had to have a babysitter with me. Not actually.
Mm.
I had to have someone with me watching over me and there for me. And now I work alone. I am driving all the time alone. I went down to visit my friend at the beach. I don't need my parents. Like I'll be out and mom will have to text me, where are you? And I used to have to have her right by my side. So for her
Yes.
to text me asking me where I am is just like so cool for me. Um, I am going back to school. So because I had to leave that because of where my mental health was at.
Yeah.
And so now I'm going back to school.
Amazing.
I know, I'm so excited. I have 2 jobs. Before I got in this group thing, I wasn't going to sleepovers. I wasn't going over to friends' house or anything. And now I'm going to sleepovers. I'm planning trips with friends. I am just free. Like I don't think twice about things anymore. Like I used to put so much thought and so much what ifs that I would psych myself out.
Yeah.
That doesn't even cross my mind. Like it's, what can I do next? What can I accomplish next? What can I achieve next? What step can I take? And it's always like, what's the next thing that I can do to achieve something? Like I always want to be bettering myself. And
Yes.
back in January, I didn't care about my life. I didn't care if I was sad and stuff. Like I didn't care to be happy. I didn't look for anything good. I didn't look to achieve the next thing. Like I was just there. Like I wasn't here. I was just whatever. Like I just,
Yeah.
yeah. So now my life is completely different, and I just feel excited every day when I wake up. Like I don't dread waking up. Like I get excited to see what's next and to live my life. Like I don't have fear in me anymore. And I don't remember the last time I had a panic attack. I was trying to think the other night when I
I
texted
was
you.
I was gonna ask you, like, yeah, for the people that are watching this. So you went from, just to like recap what you said earlier, you went from having, did you say 3 to 4 panic attacks a week at the before you started the program?
4 to 5.
Oh, 4 to 5. Okay, so at least 4 to 5 panic attacks. And how long were those panic attacks
They
lasting?
were anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay, so 4 to 5 panic attacks a week before you started the program. And now, where is it at?
Can't remember the last time I had a panic attack or even anxiety attack, because I believe there's a difference between the two, and I can't
Yeah.
remember either of them. I truly can't. Like I don't even let myself get to that point anymore because I'm in control.
Yes, you are in control. And I love, love, love this because so many girls come to me and their parents are at a loss and they don't know what to do. And it's like medication therapy is not working. All of the things that, Western medicine says is going to work, and it doesn't. And these girls don't have to go through life dealing with panic attacks dealing with depression where they have no energy, they have no will, they have no they don't care anymore, which is a very common thing. And I hear that from so many girls that I work with at the beginning when they come in. They just don't care anymore because they've been struggling for so long. There's a part of them that has just been like resorted to, this is just the way life is going to be for me. It sucks,
And I was
but
numb.
I'm going to accept it.
Yep, I was so numb to everything, and I was like, this is who I'm supposed to be. This is what my life's going to be like. Like I was to the point where I was like, I was okay with it, which is scary because I think that's why my parents were so scared, is because I was so okay with it. And
Yeah.
like but then that night that we got on the phone with you, I was like, I want help. Like I want a change. I don't want this anymore. And that's because I knew that it could be better. Like you sold
Yeah.
me on it. You were like, I I can I just can't even put it into words. Like that night was just one of the best nights, like just figuring out, like I wouldn't even eat at night because it was dark outside. And now I am driving at night. I'm sitting outside in a field at night with my friends talking. Like
Wow.
so many things I wouldn't do. And now when things just like spark, I was like, oh my gosh, I used to not be able to do this. And now here I'm doing this. Like just so many little things that I never thought twice about. I'm now like, wow, I'm doing that. Like that's crazy to me.
That's incredible. I'm so excited for you. What would you want to say to any parent, mom or dad that may be watching this, or a girl who's watching this, a teenager or young woman who may be watching this and is thinking, well, it's great for you, Mackenzie. It's great that you had this transformation, but I'm different. This is
Mhm.
not going to happen for me. Or a parent thinks the same thing. Well, my daughter's been through too much trauma. You don't understand. She's been dealing with this for 10 years now. Like, what would you say to these parents or girls who may be watching this and feeling that way?
Change is possible.
Yes.
It's completely like it's right in front of you. You're watching, she's right there on the screen. Like that is your change. Like and it's not, and now I don't need anyone. Like you're not gonna need anyone but yourself. Like you only have yourself today, tomorrow, and for the rest of your life. And
Yes.
it is okay to look for that help and change your life, because you're, like I've said multiple times, you're in control of your body, you're in control of your mind, you're in control of all of it. And once you figure out those tools that you need to change your life and be in control, then your life is forever going to be so much better. Like it might not seem possible right now, but trust me, it is. Like I've seen so many girls, I watched all these girls in my class change and have like just their life was just forever changed. And it's just like that's the thing of it. Like it's just you change, and it's okay to put yourself out there. It's going to be scary at first, but it's so worth it. It is the best thing I've ever done in my life. Like people are like, you're so different now. And I'm like, yeah, that's thanks to this amazing woman named Brianna. Like it's it's worth it. It's completely worth it.
Mhm. And it's interesting too because it's so, and sorry, I have a snoring dog right here. So for anyone who's wondering, I swear it's not me, it's my dog. um, that it's so, Annabelle, it's so quick too when we're talking about transforming and
Mhm.
how long should that take. A lot of people think it has to take like years and years,
Yep.
and that's traditionally the mentality when we go into therapy, right? Okay, like I'm going to go into therapy, see a therapist, and I might, still see this therapist,
Mhm.
years down the road. And it's like, okay, but is it actually helping? And how long do we have to draw this out before you can start feeling better? And I think that's the thing. Nobody thinks that, like, when they hear 12 weeks and when they hear, I've had parents that tell me, okay, so like that 12 weeks, no. Because in their head, they don't think it's possible, right?
Because we've
So,
been
what,
trained that it takes so long when it does.
yes,
Yeah, it
yes,
it doesn't have to take that long. Like you just have to be willing, and I think that's one of the biggest things is you have to be open to it. And like that was one of the first things you told me is I need you to be open to it, and that's the biggest thing is you have to be willing to want this, to want a change. And because I was so stagnant for so long, and every winter would come around and I would just fall back into that rut. And then summer would come and I'd be good, and then fall and I can feel myself slipping. And now I feel like because I wasn't in control of myself. Like I let the medicine take over me. I let the anxiety take over me. I was like, well, this is how my life's going to be. I'm okay with it. And
Mhm.
then I'm like, no, I'm not. That's not what I want. That's not who I am. Like it changed. Like just focus on yourself and
Yes,
that's everything. If you put yourself first and stop putting your anxiety first and stop putting your depression first and stop putting everything that you do like that you do put first and think
yeah.
about the most, then that's when you're able to like finally see a change, I feel like.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I thank you so much for sharing your story and your journey because it's very inspiring to hear from you, like what this experience did for you and where you are now. Because if you can do it, anyone can take control of their mental health, which is really taking control of your whole entire life. And to
Mhm.
see where you are now and where you get to go, from here on out is like the best thing ever. And that smile is the best thing ever. And I'm just so like, I love you. I adore you. And I'm just so excited for you. The commitment that you put into this is truly remarkable. And the life that you get to live because you were serious about changing your life is what this work is all about. And this is why I'm so committed to helping more and more girls and young women really transform their lives because nobody should have to live with debilitating anxiety or depression or hating themselves and never thinking it's going to get any better because you are living proof that it can get better. You just got to get out of your own way and learn a different way,
Mhm.
right? Or a different approach.
Yep, you just got to be so open to it. So yeah.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, and for all of you that are watching, if you'd like more information, you can watch my free training called Healing: The New Medicine for Anxiety and Depression. This is the same training that Mackenzie's parents watched and book a call with me, and you know how the rest of that story goes. So, and if you'd like to schedule a complimentary call with me, you can do that by going to 𝘙𝘚𝘗𝘠𝑒𝑤𝑖𝑛.com/apply. Thank you so much,
Thank
Mackenzie.
you so much for everything.